Yo, Feel Black, Creative Drive. Just got out the gym. I promise you I ain't want to go today. That's the thing, like what I was talking about, how you get too much into a thing, like, and it like writing this album, like I just wanna go all the way into that rabbit hole. You know what I mean? But it's like I can't let other shit slip. Like I gotta get my workouts in. You know? I still gotta work for a living. You know what I mean? So it's like get into that thing and it's like you don't want to leave that space. And I've been seeing the list, the 30 greatest living American songwriters ever. When they do this shit 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I'll be on that list. Cause I realized today that I'm the greatest who never made it. And when I say that, I know people gonna look and be like, who does this dude think he is? They gonna go in with skepticism. Then as they listen, they go like, yeah, I never heard nobody this good that never made it, that on a big level, mainstream level. And it's more from a songwriting perspective and connecting with, what they call it, the zeitgeist. You know what I mean? It's like, even before, but what I'm writing now is, it just touches so many things as to where it's like, all I'm doing is telling my story and what I see on a daily basis and what I've been through. I feel like to be a good songwriter, you gotta be very perceptive. And you gotta be able to translate all the chaos around you. Like alchemy, you know what I mean? Take the chaos, turn it to gold through creativity. And now the list, I'm looking at the list and I'm like, that's what's up. Cause that is what's missing from like hip hop music now, especially like mainstream. Nobody is. It's not like songwriting no more. It's just like I'm trying to make something catchy enough to go viral real quick, to stay in the algorithm. The algorithm for the most part is a temporary thing. Then you look at things like Good Kid, Mad City. That shit been in the algorithm for 10 years, more than 10 years. You know what I mean? And never left the Billboard charts. So, you know, it's about songwriting. Relaying your experiences and the experiences that you see around you. Because it don't gotta be your experience, but it has to be some of your experience, you know. And I would venture to say that it also has to be an experience that you've actually witnessed and perceived through your own eyes, and then you put in your own interpretation of it. It's like, I've heard of people fishing, Alaskan fishermen, right? I've never been close to it. I've never been on one of them boats in the fucking cold or up in Alaska, or, you know what I mean, ice fishing, or, you know, I could never write a song about that. I could study it, I could learn about it, you know what I mean? But that shit might sound good until a real Alaskan fisherman wrote a song about it. Then my shit'll look like the Disney Channel. You know? So it's like, I'm not saying it's not possible to do that, because you can. You can research like with any other thing. You can research it and do a hell of a job. But I feel like the best writing comes through actual experience. You know, there's times where you may talk about the future, or you may talk about things that happened in the past, telling a story about certain things. You know, that's different. Even current events are different because somehow it's affecting your daily life in some sort of a way, you know. Yeah, but I feel like songwriting is it is a list, man. It kind of like it's dropping at the right time for me as I'm writing the album the day the sun didn't shine. Cause you got a title like that, you gotta be writing some songs, like. Cause what does that even mean? The songs have to give you some kind of idea as to why a particular album is titled the way it is. Like when I dropped Dead Broke Ain't Living, you hear the album, you're like, oh, okay, Dead Broke Ain't Living. Like that song, I even stay fly when I'm broke. When I even stay fly when I stay fly, even when I'm broke. Stay fly when I'm broke. When I'm broke. Stay fly when I even stay fly when I'm broke. You know what I mean? So like, it related. And that was the most commercial sounding record on that entire 14-track album. You know. So remember that one song, Felons? It was me, Trauma, and Radio Raheem. And FaZe was supposed to be on that joint too. But he never, I don't know, man. He just never came through the studio. That's when I came to give you that feeling you had before the game changed to dealing with fads. Originality's past, present is bad, future yet to be unmasked. A few questions that are willing to ask unanswered. Who the true villain in Crash? The niggas that carjack or the cops that harass you? Sit and they laugh, they hit you with that felony fast. When they could have hit you with the misdemeanor to keep your record intact. But they, you know they got a grim demeanor, hating the fact that you young black and you trying to get you a stack. Only one way that a pig racist react. You wanna, I'm just telling the truth, part of my stats. White boys sell just as many drugs as the black, while we get thrown the book by the judge in the black. Is it because they think we look like thugs and we act defiant to society's crap? We don't get no say so in the law, but we forced to abide by that. Perhaps if the tables was turned, felons was able to burn the judge and DA forgetting they term. I personally take joy in making them squirm. Them charges on my sleeve is really hurting me. Turn my whole world upside down. I'm in some junk right now, trying to come up and they bring me back down. Looking for a crib all around town, but they say we can't rent to you. You might go back to doing what you used to do. And the thing about that verse is I wrote that shit. I was young, man. Like, again, how old was I? I was at Winston-Salem State. We dropped the album in 08. So I probably wrote it in 07. So I'm like 25, you know, when I wrote that. And it was like, Dead Broke Ain't Living, bro. Like, I got in trouble young, couldn't get jobs, looking for houses, looking for apartments. Nobody will rent to you when you got a record, you know. And it was for selling weed, which was a felony. But now look, billion-dollar companies, legitimate billion-dollar companies, you know what I mean, in the fucking weed business, you know. A bunch of them. Dispensaries all over America, you know. But not only are they not, you know, prevented from getting housing, they buying mansions. You know, I remember when I lived in Charlotte, right? So when Brandon had got me the job out there, I was on probation, intense probation. So I got the job, got it for me. So I went and talked to the people, and I'm like, yo, got this job out here in Charlotte. So they was like, boom. So basically, they just let me pay the money. You know what I mean? When the intense thing ended, I paid the money. And then I was like, yeah, all right, you can go. Because they just switched me to unsupervised. So I paid the money, went out to Charlotte. When I get there, I living with Dennis. Big D, the engineer. I'm sleeping on Dennis' couch, you know what I mean? He got a 1-bedroom. He stayed over by UNC Charlotte off Mallet Creek Church, over by the Jack in the Box. That's when they used to have stool pigeons around the corner on University. And I'm staying with Dennis. And my job was in Pineville. You know, that's when I had the electrician assistant job. You know what I mean? Apprenticing. And so I'm at Dennis' crib a few months, you know, looking for cribs. And I'm looking for cribs everywhere. And keep getting denied. I remember one crib I went to was smack dab in the middle of the hood. Like West Charlotte. Middle of the hood. I remember it. It was like, you know, like mouse poop in the house. You know what I mean? Bruh, do you know? Man, this shit was not nice at all. I mean, it was not nice at all. So I fuck around. I do the application. I went through this place called Mecca Properties. That shit was off West Boulevard, downtown though. I went to Mecca Property. I'm just trying to bunch. You know, I paid them the money. I'm just applying to a bunch of spots. You know what I mean? They're giving me the key. I go there and they're like, nope, this person won't do it because of your record. This person won't. Bruh. So after this one, and I'm on the road. I'm driving. I get the car. And mind you, this is like 05. So I'm like 23. I get the car. Sorry, Mr. Tucker. Yeah, they won't rent to you either. The owner doesn't want to rent to you because of your record. I said, oh, okay. I'm mad as hell. Because now in my eyes, not only was the plan for me to get an apartment within a few months, but Dennis was also graduating and going to the Navy. So if I couldn't get a crib, I was going to have to go back and live at my parents' house again. And if you know me, I just did not want to be at my parents' house. Like, from the day, I don't know, maybe in my teenage years, 15, 16, I didn't want to be there, all right? So I'm 23, got a decent little job. I'm in Charlotte, you know what I mean? The biggest city I've had lived in up to that point, you know, and really ever spent a lot of time in for sure, you know? Like, and I had a lot going on, man. I did my real estate shit. I just got my real estate license. I was about to buy a fucking house. You know what I mean? Had part-time jobs, had side hustles. You know what I mean? It had it popping. You know what I mean? So it was like, damn. And well, not at this time. I wasn't about to buy a house. It was after. I'll get to that part of the story later. So anyway, they called me and tell me. Now I'm fucking mad because I'm like, damn, it's a wrap. I gotta go home. I got it. Whenever Dennis leave, I'm going to have to go to Jacksonville. I'm going to have to go back home. So I'm like, and mind you, I got to go back. I still got the key because I went to see the apartment. So as I'm on the way back to the place to drop off the key, they called me. And I'm like, yo, when I get there, I'm about to cuss them the fuck out. I'm mad as shit. I was mad. I was hungry. I was hot. It was after a day work. You know what I mean? It was hot out. We used to do that electric work, and we would do commercial. So a lot of times we doing like, might do like rooms to go. We got a rooms to go contract. So we might go in there and just change out all the fluorescents and the ballasts and things like that. But sometimes we would do pole lights. But sometimes it wouldn't just be a ballast. It might be the wiring under the asphalt. So we had to get a bobcat and break the asphalt up. Man, you sit on that, you on that asphalt when it's hot. You got some boots on, your boots start to melting. You know what I mean? That being on that black, it's just draining you all day. So I'm like, I'm hot. I'm fucking hungry. I'm pissed off. Now I'm out of fucking hope. I don't know what told me. It had to be God. It's like, yo, go get something to eat. I stop at this place, man. I can't remember. I would have to Google it. But it was like a country, like a country cooking type place. You know, type of place that got like country fried steak and mashed potatoes and catfish and, you know. Might have some meatloaf. It was one of those type of spots, you know. I go there, Hush Puppies. I go there, I'm eating. And as I'm eating, I'm formulating what I'm going to say when I get down there. Eat my meal, relax. I think I even talked to my cousin Morel while I was eating. I think I did. Pretty sure I did. Finish eating. Drive to the place to tuck the keys. And I say, look, I moved out here for this job. I got a good opportunity. I don't have nowhere to go. If I can't get an apartment, I got to go back home to live with my parents. Are there any people that will rent? I told them the situation from the jump. I said, are there any people? Now, this is like 05 to 20-some years ago. Are there any people, any owners, any landlords you know that would rent to me? So it's like, let us see what we could do. Boom. Next thing you know, they gave me 3 different options. They done found 3 different spots that didn't really scream for that, right? Or just didn't care based on like your job and all that, whatever. Yo, not only did I get a spot, I got a nice ass crib. But I worked right off of South, it was like off of South Boulevard in Pineville, right? I literally got a place 5-minute drive from my job. $650 a month, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom duplex, yard, driveway, had a shed in the backyard. Crazy. I had a back door out my room. So my room, there was a back door. So across the street was a LA Fitness. Like directly across the street. Outside my back door is a LA Fitness, bro. I would walk in my house after work, walk in, change in my gym clothes, walk out the back door. I'm in the gym. I'm not even talking 3 minutes. When I say across the street, like across the street. Now, it was like a 4-lane road, but I mean, it was directly across the fucking street. So when I listened to God that day, the universe, whatever you want to call it, yo, I went from about to crash the fuck out to realizing I'm not in a proper state of mind to have a conversation about my future. So it wasn't me, because I was fucking mad. I was young and immature. It wasn't me that was just that wise. You know, I had every intention of cussing whoever the fuck I could have talked to that day. I wanted to go in and cuss him out because I felt like it was over for me. And it was like, I just wanted someone else to fucking feel fucked up too, right? So I get the spot right around the corner from my job, bro. Which saved me like a motherfucker. Because look, I would fill up my car. Because, you know, I was close to South Carolina border. And South Carolina always had cheaper gas. You know, I'm filling up my car. Yo, my gas was lasting forever. That's why I had the Cadillac, man. The Eldorado. I had a Cadillac Eldorado. My granddad had gave me a Cadillac Eldorado. I'm like, damn, I missed that car. That car was so nice. That car was so nice. Damn, that car was nice. Man, that's another story, man. When I was in Winston, he gave me that because my what's that one car I had? The Caprice. I had a box Caprice. Yeah, my box Caprice, I broke down on the side of the highway in Charlotte. You know what I mean? And someone came and got it real quick. But yeah. So I had to fill it up with 93, right? So yo, whenever I fill that tank up, man, that shit would last forever. Cause outside of work, on the weekdays, I really wasn't doing shit anyway. That's why I was just reading mad books during that time. I was reading mad books, smoking my weed, reading mad books. You know what I'm saying? Making beats and writing, going to the gym. So, and work. That was pretty much it. You know what I mean? Except maybe on the weekends, Brandon would come through, and we would go out and do shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes like right after work, we might do some shit if we worked together that day. You know, it's around the time I met Nashi mom. She was in Winston. You know what I mean? So like, then with radio, it's a lot. But anyway, the situation just was like, I couldn't even have thought of that great of an outcome for myself in that time, in that moment, man. It was like perfect, man. It was like picture. And on top of that, my neighbor was a drummer. So he didn't give a fuck about how loud I got because he would be practicing his drums and I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? We just let each other know the times and, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But like, there was never no issue. He would cut my grass sometimes. I would cut his grass sometimes. You know what I mean? I went to church with his family. You know what I mean? Because he had a wife and kids, like a wife and a daughter who played the drums too. And yeah. So